chapter, but not least, very important. Social and cultural life. Social and cultural life in 18th century. Social and cultural life in 18th century. What is society? Economy soul, polity mind, culture heart, society body, body and heart. Society is body, heart. Now, first part, society. Society. And society should be based on the three ratnas of society are. Now, this is not even an NCERT, but that paragraph can be dealt on this diagram. Society, the three ratnas of society are liberty, equality, and fraternity. They are the three jewels of society. Three jewels of society. What they do? They give enthusiasm, confidence, and temperament to the society. See, liberty, equality. 1000 AD, Prithviraj Chauhan's army is fighting with Muhammad Ghori. Muslims are there on the other side. Islam is a new-found religion. Islam believes in equality. So, Muslim soldiers are over-enthusiastic. Hindu soldiers, they know if we win also, possibly the lower caste would have thought, if we win also, our status will be of that of a slave and a servant. It was the same in 1000 AD. क्यों निर्भय होए हमें का हानि? Whosoever will be the king. What is our loss? Society. Law of connectivity. Once you understand, C cube. Once you understand the law of connectivity, your mind will become gem, diamond. See, one of the important reasons for the defeat of Rajputs was social structure. Upper caste. If the victory is there, who will have the highest share? Upper caste. Who will have highest respect? Upper caste. Who will have higher enjoyment? Upper caste. Why the lower caste will be enthusiastic to fight? They may fight in a compulsion, they may fight in a pressure, but enthusiasm. The three jewels of society, liberty, equality, fraternity, gives enthusiasm, confidence, and temperament to the society. Now, in this background, you see the social structure. Social structure of 18th century. Just keep this background in mind and see draw a diagram. connectivity. Caste system was the central feature of Hindus. Central, most divisive force, and the force of disintegration in the society. Caste system. Central feature of Hindu society. Central feature. Caste system was the central feature of Hindu society. Central feature. Most divisive and disintegrating force. First drawback. There were examples of lower caste rising in the social hierarchy because of economic achievement or political achievement. Example, Holkars. Exceptions were there. Because of political achievement or economic achievement, you can rise your social status. But in majority condition, it was a central feature, most divisive and deteriorating force, disintegrating force. Muslims, do not believe in caste system, but sectarian division. Sectarian, racial. If the Mughal, other is Afghani, then Turani, Uzbeki. And then Sharif and Ajlaf, the rich Muslims and the poor Muslims. Family, patriarchal, main feature of the family was patriarchal, except the Nayars of Kerala. There were matrilineal terraces in Nayars of Kerala. Family was patriarchal, male dominancy. And condition of women, condition of women. Woman is foundation of family, society and nation. You see the Western powers, see the status of women. Leave Western powers, see India, Punjab. The Sikh women, Punjabi women, entrepreneurs, businessmen. And then see UP, Bihar, Orissa, Bengal. The most important pillar of family is woman. Most important pillar of family, woman. And if she will be in trouble, both will suffer. Family will suffer, society will suffer. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Syria, Saudi. Just see the condition of women. And if you analyze the condition of women, now this will be the diagram. And you will write condition of women was worst. Not worse, worst. This complete diagram, society will be over. Condition of women was worst. Why? Why? Why condition of woman was worst? No individuality. There were a few exceptions, like Ahalya Bai. Exceptions. But exception is not a law. Exceptions don't run the society and the nation. Benazir Bhutto was not in Parda in Pakistan. No individuality. Who has no individuality? Slaves. Do you find any enthusiasm in slave in doing something? Because he knows that whatever I'll do, I will never get the credit. Why you want to qualify IAS? Why you want to do something extraordinary in this world? Why? To get credit, appreciation. Okay, I am also something. You have to prove yourself. We know very well that IAS will not run our life. 1,000 seats, 10 lakh aspirants. And in 1,000 seats and 10 lakh aspirant when you get first rank, that first rank becomes a matter of proud for you, your family, your parents. In the country of 1 billion 30 crore, see, no individuality. There was no soul in the women. Then, Parda, especially in northern India. First thing, there was no soul. Then, the dead body was covered. Child marriage, end of all prospects of growth. Child marriage. That means no education. And without breath, how you will maintain the body? Child marriage. Biggest thing which was the major cause for infanticide was dowry. Expensive marriages. People used to kill their daughters. This was the major reason for infanticide, especially among Rajputs. And last thing, not the least, widow. Condition of widows. Condition of widows, and the most heinous thing to the women, sati system. There was no second half in the society. Who's the second half of the society? Women. See? Society is divided. Both Hindu and Muslims are divided. Society is patriarchal. And the other half of the society is dead. His body was having liver cirrhosis, kidney failure, and lung infection. Shortage of breath, education. See the gist of this. See the condition of the society. See the pain and agony, frustration in the society. The society was in pain and frustration. The lower caste were in pain. The women were in pain. So finally, what is the sum up of this? The society was in pain and frustration. Mughals have declined. The new states, they lacked basic reforms. Economy was doing miracle, the sink of gold and silver. Shortage of breath. And society was in pain and frustration. Calculate everything. Keep the chart in front of you of 18th century. See. Culture or Heart. What are the chambers of the heart? Normally, human heart has 4 chambers. First chamber, painting, which gives the image of the period. Second chamber, architecture, which tells you about philosophy and economic status. Third chamber, music, which tells you about mental status, feeling of the people. Fourth chamber, literature. Music, painting, Mughal painting was declining. The glorious Mughal painting, filled with all the aspects of painting, portrait painting, human expression, declining. When the court will decline, the patronized will go out. But emergence of a new house of painting, Kangra and Rajputana, emphasizing on regional sentiments. So, if you see the culture of this period, there was a sign of exhaustion. Sign of exhaustion. Sign. It was not exhausted. There was a sign of exhaustion, but it was not a dark age. This is the core point which you have to remember. Sign of exhaustion. Sign. There was sign of exhaustion, but it was not a dark age. Mughal painting was exhausting, but then you will see Kangra and Rajputana painting were emerging. Architecture, you will not find Taj Mahal of Agra, Taj Mahal of Delhi, Jama Masjid of Delhi, Taj Mahal, you will not find Red Fort of Agra, Red Fort of Delhi, Taj Mahal of Agra, Jama Masjid of Agra. So decadence in taste. Decadence in taste. Taste is declining, but there is proficiency in technique. Proficiency in technique. Decadence in taste. Anarchy is there, unrest is there. You see in hospital, even if Ambani is in ICU, he has to rely on khichdi, boiled vegetable. Example, Imambara. Imambara of Lucknow. Imambara of Lucknow. There is sign of exhaustion. See this point. There is sign of exhaustion, but it's not a dark age. Mughal painting is declining, regional painting is emerging. There is a decadence in taste, but then regional architecture. Imambara is an example. Music got promotion and was flourishing. Mohammad Shah Rangila. Court music, materialistic music. Music is classical, music is spiritual. Tansen is there in the court of Akbar. You will not find anyone like Tansen here in the field of music. But music is there, court music is there. Materialistic music is there. Enjoyment is the core theme. Literature is the mirror of the society. Urdu, the most prominent language of this period. Urdu. It was acting as a bridge between entire India. It was born in the army of Alauddin Khilji. mixture of many languages, the normal elements of many languages. It's an Indian language, Urdu. Hindi was developing. Northern India. Hindi was developing. Hindi. People of different areas were interacting with each other. And that was laying down the foundation for the emergence of Hindi. And then, revival of Malayalam literature. Malayalam. Revival. The two enlightened kings I told you, Martan Verma and Ram Verma. Number of good things were taking place in Kerala. Who will note down all those things? Literature. So, revival of Malayalam literature. Promotion to Tamil literature. But this period was the period of enormous achievement. This is the word given for Sindhi literature. Enormous achievement. Enormous achievement. This period was the period of enormous achievement. For Sindhi literature. Shah Latif's Risalo. Very famous work of this period. Enormous achievement. Sindhi, the region of Sindh connecting between Persia, Afghanistan, caravans, trading routes. See, all these centers you see, Malabar coast, the connecting link between entire India, Urdu. It was already born in a military camp. And in literature, the form which got very much promotion was poetry. Although the form of literature which got great promotion was poetry. Although poetry was mechanical, traditional, decorative, because of the time, artificial. What is literature? Mirror of the society. Cha nahi surbala ke gehnon mein guta jaun. I don't have any dream to be present in the hairs of a woman. This is said by a flower. And this poem was written in the background of what? Indo-Pak war. To infuse patriotism in the people. Literature is the mirror of the society. Poetry. But poetry, as per the period, poetry is artificial, traditional, decorative. And in this, Urdu poetry got more momentum. So this was about literature. Then religion. The most important feature of religion, very important feature of religion. Friendly relations between Hindu and Muslims. Specifically, this line is written, friendly relation between Hindu and Muslim is the most specific feature of 18th century India, is the most healthy feature of 18th century India. Ganga Jamuna Tahjeeb. Ganga Jamuna Tahjeeb. Ganga Jamuna Tahjeeb was getting strengthened, strong. Tipu is reconstructing Shah goddesses Sharda temple. Marathas are giving patronage to the tomb of Shah Nagori, Moinuddin Chishti. Specifically, this line is written in the NCERT that the most healthy feature of 18th century India was friendly relation between Hindu and Muslims. But the biggest weakness was, sixth point, the biggest weakness was in the field of science. Neglection of Western development. Biggest weakness was in the field of science, neglection of Western development, and that proved very costly for Hindustan. So, symptoms of exhaustion, but it is not a dark age. You will find some of the other development everywhere. This is the analysis of the complete topic of 18th century India. India in 18th century. Now if you see the NCERT, I hope there are 35 pages. We discussed all the 4 headings. Now question is what to remember. This will be the only page which you will keep as a notes. India in 18th century. Polity. What is polity? Mind. Economy. What is economy? Soul. Culture. What is culture? Heart. Society. What is society? Body. Education. Breath. Mind. Depression. End of Mughal Empire. Frustration. The new rulers, they failed to evolve the new concept of a state. They all maintained the legacy of Mughal Empire, which played the major role for the collapse of Mughal Empire. Depression and frustration. Why depression? End of Mughal Empire. Who were the new challenges for British? The new regional states. But they were suffering from frustration, because they adopted or they followed the same Mughal structure which led to the collapse of Mughal Empire. They remained rent extracting state. They remained military power. They failed to evolve the new concept of a state. So mind is the victim of depression and frustration. Heart. Culture. Culture is not exhausted. It's not exhausted. Culture is, culture is showing the signs of exhaustion. Signs of exhaustion. Blockage is there. 70%. But it's not a dark age. Painting is in a new form. Architecture shows the proficiency of technique. Music is there, but court music. Literature got promotion according to relevancy. Religion, Ganga Yamuna Tahzeeb is going on. Right. Breath is falling short. Falling short, falling, not fall, falling short, half breath. Education, not neglected, but wholly defective. And if you are not taking proper breath, if you are not getting proper breath, body will not get oxygen. And body will not get oxygen in a condition where heart is already in trouble. Mind is in depression and frustration. Body weak. Weak, paralytic. There is no unity neither among Hindus or Muslims. Plus half part of the society, that is woman, is in complete pain and frustration. A soul If mind is affected, heart is affected, breath is affected, body is affected, soul is also affected, but soul in all form is pure. Soul, in spite of all this, India is a sink of gold and silver. This is the only diagram which you have to remember. One page. 35 pages in one page. Polity. Depression. End of Mughal Empire, 1739. The regional states are following the same structure which was followed by Mughals, which led to the collapse of Mughals I have discussed. Mind is in frustration and depression. Who gives the strength? Mind. Heart, 70% blockage. Pumping, but 70% blockage. Breath is short. It's coming only up to here. You are not getting proper oxygen. Education. Society is weak and paralytic. Body is weak and paralytic. Mind, heart, breath, body, everything is disturbed. So there is some effect on soul, no doubt. 18th century India is an India of confusion. Is an India of pain. '18th century India is an India of confusion. It's an India of suffering. It's an India of ignorance. It's an India of pain. But wealthy. And it became very easy. 18th century India is an India of confusion. Is an India of confusion. Is an India of suffering. Is an India of ignorance. Is an India of pain. But that precious conscious is present. So foreigners have an eye on this and they took the advantage of this. And this became the ground for the second chapter. European conquest of India. Jai Hind.